Hey, today I'm going to talk about 5 beginner skater mistakes. Or 5 mistakes that beginner skaters make. Starting with number 1, and that is putting your trucks on backwards. Now for you guys that don't know, there is a proper way to put on your skateboard trucks. There's a front and a back. And if you mess up those, then you're kind of screwed in terms of how well you're going to be able to turn. So, with setting up skateboard trucks, you always want your kingpin to be facing inwards and the pivot cup to be facing outwards. Now, if you switch this up and you do it the other way, then if you try to turn left, then you're gonna go right, and if you try to turn right, then you're gonna go left. I tried this in one of my videos. I'll put like a link cue card thingy-mabobber in one of these corners, whatever, of me trying to skate with one of my trucks backwards. And I can tell you this, it was not that easy. So make sure you put your trucks on the right way. Number 2, that is pushing Mongo. So you may be wondering, why is pushing Mongo a beginner mistake or a mistake in general? I'll tell you. Basically, pushing Mongo is like clowned on in the skate community. It's kind of seen as like goofy or like stupid. And like, honestly, I don't even see the reason why it's a mistake or it's clowned on. Like, I myself push Mongo only when I skate switch. So I only push Mongo when I skate switch, but other than that, like, I don't find why it's clowned on. So the only reason why I'm pushing Mongo on this list is because I'm sure there is gonna be people in your skate career journey thingy that are gonna be clowning on you if you push Mongo. So try to, if you already push Mongo, try to break the habit. Or if you haven't started, then don't start. If you think about it, pushing Mongo is kind of like wearing Nike shoes and Adidas pants. Like, there's nothing really wrong with it, but it's just like, it just kind of looks stupid and like people clown on it, and they're gonna clown on you if you do it. Number 3. And that is not practicing your tricks. And what I mean by this is, once you learn a trick, for example, let's say you just learned how to kickflip.
Nice.
Don't move on to trying like a heel flip or like another variation of a trick. Keep practicing your kickflips. I would say keep practicing the trick that you're working on until you can at least land it like 5 times in a row. Basically, the reason why this is a mistake is because once you learn a trick, if you move on to the next trick right away, then you're not gonna have any muscle memory for that specific trick, for example, like a kickflip. So you gotta make sure you practice your tricks. It's all about repetition, you know what I mean? And I'm guilty of making this mistake myself. For example, varial flips. I learned them like a while back, maybe like couple months ago.
Now this just in, police officers in Lancaster, Pennsylvania were asking people to be on the lookout for a man who robbed a store. And I think we do have his description. Can we take that? Let's take his description. Okay. This is the guy they wanted people in Pennsylvania to be out on the lookout for.
Like in the double digits, like maybe like 10, no, actually, I don't know. But I made like a YouTube video about it, landing my first varial flip. And ever since that day, I think I've maybe done like 1 or 2 varial flips, and I can't do them anymore. So that's why you gotta practice your tricks. It doesn't really matter though. I'm not gonna do varial flips and they're kind of ugly looking, but that's besides the point. The point is, practice your tricks or you're gonna lose them. Number 4, and that is not trying new things. That could be not trying new things or new tricks. What I mean by this is, if you're working on a specific trick, like let's say you're working on how to, I don't know, heel flip, try varial heel or try like a frontside heel, because you never know like what you're good at if you've never tried it. Like for example, like for me, I've never been good at heel flips, and I'm still not. Like, they still feel weird and they still look weird. But one day, out of the blue, I just decided, hey, let me try a varial heel. And to my surprise, I got the rotation of the board first try. So then later that day, I kept trying it, and maybe like an hour and a half later, I actually landed it, like my first one. It was in the grass, and it was kind of crooked, like I didn't rotate the board the full way. But that's not the point. The point is that I landed a varial heel the first day I tried it, and it only took me an hour and a half. And if I never tried a varial heel, then I never would have known that I was good at it. So try out new things, try out new tricks, or like just try out new things in general in skateboarding. Because you don't know what you're bad at until you actually try it. Moving on to number 5, the last one. And in my opinion, I think it's the most important one to ensure that your safety is maximized. And that is, do not, and I mean do not lean back when you learn how to drop in. Trust me, I've fallen victim to this one before when I learned how to drop in, and because I didn't lean forward, that's why it took me so long to drop in. Like I just learned how to drop in like in the summer, and it's currently winter right now. So yeah, I've been skating for 3 years, and I just recently learned how to drop in. So the main reason why you want to learn to not lean back and you want to break that habit of leaning back is because it could be very dangerous. For example, if you're skating down a ramp and you decide to lean back and not lean forward, you're probably going to end up slipping back and hitting your head. And like, even if you have a helmet on, it's still going to hurt. And if you don't have a helmet on, then that's like a trip to the hospital for you. And like leaning forward may seem more intimidating, but if you think about it, if you lean forward, you have your hands and your arms to stop you and to embrace the fall. Like you could stop yourself with your hands and your arms. But if you lean back, you don't have any hands on your back to stop you from the fall. Because honestly, the worst thing that could happen to you if you lean forward too much while dropping in is maybe you sprain your wrist or you break your wrist or whatever. And I know that's pretty bad, but that's better than a concussion in my opinion, because your brain is like your body, you know? Your arms and your legs are just an extension of your body. So that's gonna wrap up the 5 skate hacks, that's gonna wrap up the 5 beginner mistakes that all beginners should avoid or try to not do in their beginning. So that's gonna wrap up the 5 beginner skate mistakes that beginners make.